We can see how bad it is, but as you guys start having the week to dissect the film, it feels to me like it gets worse and worse.
Yeah, and part of this reason is I don't think there's an offense in football that sets their quarterback up to fail more than the Cowboys do with Dak Prescott.
You don't say, Dan. You don't say. I'm listening.
The fundamental ways to get your quarterback to play better or make it easier to play better. You run the football, the Cowboys can't. You use play action, the Cowboys don't. You use motion, the Cowboys don't. You throw screens, the Cowboys don't. They're bottom 3 or 4 in a couple of them, bottom 10 essentially in all of them.
Damn, that's crazy. Look at all those low ranks, yet y'all still fix y'all mouths all the time to look at Dak Prescott anytime anything goes wrong. Yet you can see, look at the scheme.
In many ways, they're saying, Dak Prescott, we want this to be as hard as possible on you. Greeny, it reminds me a little bit, I don't know if you remember, when Brady went down to Tampa initially, the way that I categorized it was, they're so reliant on high-end execution. It's the same with the Cowboys offense.
And it's not sustainable, bruh. It's not sustainable, Big Mike.
And it's so easy for everyone to be like, this guy sucks. No, they're making it hard to execute consistently.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I actually agree with Dan Orlovsky. So much so that I'm not even going to make fun of him in this video. I'm not going to throw any insults his way or anything. He is actually right on the money for once on a topic as it pertains to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. He finally had to admit the truth because everyone sees the truth. Just watching the games and the numbers back that truth up. Don't forget to subscribe. Only about 37% of you guys are subscribed that are watching these videos, so do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me. So, Dan Orlovsky and the Get Up crew brought up the fact that the Cowboys offense is probably holding Dak Prescott back more than any other offensive scheme in the entire league. That's probably because we're running an offensive scheme from the early 2000s versus an offensive scheme that is actually hip to modern times. With a lack of motions, a lack of a run game, meaning a lack of the ability to utilize play action, and a lack of creativity with the route trees, this offense is absolutely cooked, bro. I don't understand what happened from last year's offense. Why didn't they expand upon what they were doing? Why didn't they add more to the offense? It seems like we took a major step back and they went back to like the Kellen Moore style of calling plays, the Jason Garrett style of calling plays where it's just constant comebacks, slants, and curls. At this point, it almost seems like no matter who the offensive coordinator is, no matter who the head coach is, it almost seems like Jerry assigns like a Jerry-O that he gives to the offensive coordinators and say, hey, this is the offense you were running. This is what we ran back when I played at Arkansas. I don't know what's going on with the offense, bro. Mike McCarthy, his lack of creativity with the offensive scheme, his lack of just juice. Just where's the juice with this squad? This is probably the most flat Dallas Cowboys team that I've seen in a very long time, just from an energy standpoint. Mike McCarthy doesn't bring any energy at all into press conferences, and he doesn't have any energy on the sideline. That leaves the question, where are you bringing the energy? We know you're not a tyrant at practice or anything, so where are you actually motivating guys? How are you, as an individual, as a coach, how are you helping bring the best out of your players? That would be my question. To this point, I haven't heard any of the players credit Mike McCarthy with helping them get better. Is Mike McCarthy actually helping improve this team? Or is he just a head coach that's docile enough that'll let Jerry do whatever he wants and hopefully take the credit in case this team actually does win? Is that just what the case is? Because what is Mike McCarthy actually doing here? Because I agree with this. There is no reason that I have to watch every other offense in the NFL, it seems, and I see receivers running across the field, and I see rub routes and just different things that are getting guys booty, butt, bone wide open, bruh. It's honestly just baffling as to why everyone else has figured out how to get receivers open, how to scheme receivers open, and this Cowboys organization, this team, the coaching staff, whatever it may be, they haven't figured it out. And like I said, the statistics actually bear that out as well. If you take a look at it, prior to Thursday night's game, CeeDee Lamb was second to last in the NFL in average yards of separation at 1.9 yards. Brandon Cooks at 2.6 yards ranks him 88th in the league, and Jalen Tolbert's 2.7 ranks him 84th in the league. So 3 of your top pass catchers, guys, 3 of your top pass catchers are essentially getting no separation. Is it because those guys aren't talented? No, it's because they're doing nothing but comebacks and curls and slants, and every single throw that Dak Prescott makes has to be perfect. It has to be placed perfectly for the play to actually work as designed, and that's just too much to ask a quarterback to have to make 5 or 6 perfect throws every single drive to make your offense work. If the quarterback has to do that, that means the offensive scheme does not work. And even worse, if we actually take a look at average target separation, this is via NFL Pro, average target separation, the Cowboys literally have the worst in the entire league. They have the worst average separation per target at 2.8 yards of separation, which is really nothing, right? So that is absolutely ridiculous. To give you an idea, the best team in the league, the Baltimore Ravens, they're sitting at an average separation of 4.6. So listen to how far off we are, guys. Listen to our offense as it compares to the other best teams in the league. Kansas City Chiefs, they're second in the league on this stat, 4.4. Washington Commanders, they're third, 4.3. Buffalo Bills, they're fourth, 4.1. Minnesota Vikings, they're fifth. Did you notice anything at all about those top 5 teams? The teams that's creating the most separation on their plays, those are also some of the best teams in the league. The Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bills, the Vikings. Those are also some of the best teams in the league, or probably will be some of the best teams in the league by the time the end of the season rolls around. That shows you how important it is for these coaches, for the coaches to be able to create easy yardage. And Mike McCarthy isn't doing that, and his biggest benefit to this team is supposed to be the offense that he's running, right? It's supposed to be the scheme that he's bringing, because otherwise, I don't know what benefit is Mike McCarthy really giving you. What benefit is Mike McCarthy giving you if it's not for his scheme, if it's not for the offensive play calling, which is also suspect at times. So I sat there and watched a team against the Giants that had a lead, but also looked like they had no juice on the sideline. Most of them looked like they didn't want to be there. I hear Mike McCarthy giving these vanilla, just boring, not even Bill Belichick boring, just boring, almost just sounds like he's just going through the motion type answers in these press conferences. And why? Why are we subjecting this team to this? Imagine what it would finally feel like to see Dak Prescott in a real offensive system, bro. Not Kellen Moore and his Madden play calling, not Mike McCarthy and his antiquated offensive scheme, not Jason Garrett and his also antiquated offensive scheme. Imagine finally seeing a Dak Prescott, a CeeDee Lamb, seeing these guys in a modernized NFL offense like a Bobby Slowick's offense, or any of these other teams that have these explosive offenses that actually help the players on the field and doesn't rely on the players to play perfectly and to execute perfectly to make things work. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm over the Mike McCarthy experience, and that's just where I am with it. Hopefully he proves me wrong and win the Super Bowl and make all of us look like dummies. But at this point, I'm just done with it, and I can't believe I actually had to agree with Dan Orlovsky. We still same old cow.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Woo, hey, I'm still them boys.